Hello, welcome to another great video game ideas not used video, GVGINU for short. As always, I'm Andre, and it is a pleasure to share my thoughts again with you today. I recently heard that a member of the 700 Club, which is a show I have pretty much used my whole existence to avoid, Pat Robertson has said that killing in a video game is the same as killing in real life. Yeah, I never really cared for what he has had to say anyhow. The only reason I'm even talking about it is because I'm going to make some contrasts and comparisons and I would love if he saw this video, quite simply, because it would make a lot of sense of things that he just said. Like, I'm not even going to like talk about him negatively, even though I really care not for his opinion. But, but let me get this straight. So, killing in a video game is wrong because you are actively doing it. I'm assuming because you are the person controlling the character that is killing the other character. Therefore, that's why you are saying that it is a sin, because you are the actual person who committed that action, right? Okay. Let's think about this with a little bit of logic, shall we? If that is the case, then that would mean that every person on the staff of the team of that game is also liable for that sin committed, because they created the game, they created the world that the actions are possible to happen in, and they allow for you to take these actions. But then that would also fall true for authors, people who write books, also for movie directors, television show directors, people who do like little shows on radio with voices where they have people dying and things like that. People that literally what you are saying without even thinking about it, everything that shows any sort of killing or death in it, because it is created by a person, is committing a sin on the life of another person who is a fictional being. And would that not put anybody who enjoys that source of entertainment also, wouldn't they also sort of be responsible for the sin, because the sin was created in order to entertain them and make them feel some sense of joy? So to that token, they're all murderers if a game has killing in it? I meant to say any form of entertainment has killing in it. So that's... Yep, I guess we're all sinners then. We've all murdered someone at some point or another in our life through consuming entertainment media. Through movies, through music, through books, through video games, through television. Yeah, we've all killed people. Super. We've all murdered. See, that's the one thing I gotta bring that up now, since I just made that mistake myself. Killing and murder are separated. Killing is without intent. Murder is with intent. It is planned. That is the difference between the two. A lot of people don't seem to know that, but just had to throw that out there. But so, yeah, Pat Robertson, we're all murderers, including you. Because that means I'm damn sure you have watched a movie or a television show in which there have been people who have been murdered, and you probably found enjoyment in watching that media. So therefore, you are a sinner as well. You have murdered people. So what would you say to that? I wonder. Because if you think about it, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense to say what I just said. So I mean, it's like a murder's good. It's like saying the murder's going to happen, but you stand by and watch it happen. And you don't do anything. That's just as bad as doing the murder itself, right? Because even at that point, oh my gosh, I've murdered so many people in my life. Now that I think about it, every time somebody has pissed me off and I've thought about pushing them into an intersection, but not actually doing it, I've killed them. Please don't take that statement the wrong way. But I'm just saying, think about it. These things happen in your mind. If somebody pisses you off, you can think the worst thing ever to do to that person. And in Pat Robertson's eyes, in his words, you killed that person if that is the extent that you went to. You straightforward planned it and carried it out in your mind, where it happened to no one. Literally. I mean, granted, I do kind of like the fact that he brought this up, because it makes me think about a few other things I was constantly thinking about when I was younger, and that was the whole, if everyone is like this omnipresent being that created us. I'm not going to use a name because I respect that varying people have different religious beliefs, and if you don't like that, get the fuck off my channel. That's all I have to say about that. Get the fuck off my channel, because you're never going to like me after this. But I've always thought about it like that. So, in a sense, we could be someone else's book or their television show or any sort of entertainment to them. Whereas, because we are varying people. I'm not saying it's like that, but just think about it. I mean, aside from his bullshit, think about it. If that is the level that he wants to go to, if that is where he wants to go to, then in a sense, we are all omnipresent beings. When we create these worlds in our imaginations, we are omnipresent beings because we control those situations. And in a sense, if he truly believed what he said, if he truly believes it, and he is hypocritical about what I'm saying right now, then he didn't believe it. He just said it to create a stir. But if he believes that, then anytime you imagine a scene in your mind, it is actually happening somewhere in some other world to another version of yourself with that person that you are seeing. Which in a sense would mean that you are creating life and destroying it. So, I mean, that's why I'm saying if that is what he believes, then he has to believe what I just said also, because those two things go hand in hand. And if he doesn't believe what I just said, then he was being a crappy old ass man with his mind up his ass with no fucking know-how of anything that he fucking said. And that is how I will leave that part to him. Video games get enough bad press as it is from people, again, who know nothing about them. They literally see them and think, well, that's the most evil fucking abomination in the world. You know what? Not everything is inherently evil because you don't understand it. Not everything is inherently wrong because you don't understand it. That's just fucking stupid in my mind. Like, where in the fucking world did this man's brain... Who shit his mind out? That's what I want to know. Who shit his mind out? I'm not going to blame his parents. That would, in my eyes, that's disrespectful. I'm not going to blame his parents. But somebody crapped in his head for him to have a brain full of mush the way it is. And the fact that this man has tons upon tons of followers, like it's almost cult-like. I'm not gonna call it a cult, but it's pretty much borderline in that same area. And like I said, people aren't gonna like that I said that. That's my perspective of it. If you are willing to accept this man's word as being basically what you are saying, pretty much since I guess would say, since he says he's connected to God and all, you're considering this man's word natural law basically over top of everything created. Everything. Whether or not you are a spiritual person, I'm pretty sure you can understand where I'm coming from with that. But it's just like, wow. What? What in the fuck? Really? And that's why I don't like religions per se. That's why I live a spiritual life outside of a religious life. A religious life, you're following what other people are telling you. Pretty much. Spiritually, you search out shit on your own. You try to find the answers yourself. Whereas we've got so many religions that tell you have to do things a certain way, and you can't question anything. And if you question something, there's wrong within you. If you don't understand it, why wouldn't you question it? Like, why the fuck would you just do something and not understand why you're doing it just to appease somebody you haven't seen or heard from? That's why there's things called research. And I know this isn't really a gaming video per se, but it started out talking about games, and it was on the subject matter. If you're going to, like I said, it's just, my mind is cluster fucked right now. Because I have so many thoughts wanting to just barge their way out at the same time. It's becoming a bit difficult to talk. Look, I'm not going to say religion is evil, because it's not itself. But there are very many people who will do something just because it is their faith rather than actually understanding the reasoning behind the actions that they take. There are a lot of people sorry again, my throat's dry. There are a lot of people who would have you believe that you're wrong for wanting to know the source of something rather than actually knowing it themselves. And I have been in religious discussions with people when I have brought up certain points and asked certain questions, and I'll get this sort of dismissive answer of, it just happened that way, so deal with it. But why should I believe that things happen the way that you tell me they did when I can't actually go back and see it myself? I'm sorry, but I branched off into something separate from what I wanted to talk about. But it's, look, people, think for yourselves. Don't let fucking idiots like Pat Robertson, because there are a fucking million of them. Don't let idiots like Pat Robertson tell you what's right and wrong without an understanding of it for yourself. And like I said, the thing is, he was responding to a question from someone who plays video games, who said that they partake in video games and enjoy killing in the video game. So, when this person is taking these virtual lives, like I said, he's actually murdering someone. These made-up people that he's killing, he's actually murdering a real person. That is what Pat Robertson basically said. And that is what I am against. And it is sort of like his whole way of thinking is how a lot of people think. And I am of, I won't say a wide open mind, but I am open to discussion about things that I may not understand fully. Or maybe I thought I had all of the information I needed and somebody else knows something more. I'm open to that. But I am not open to people just bleeding ignorance all over the fucking place and throwing it in people's faces. It's not something that I agree with. And what his statement was complete and utter stupidity, along with the ignorance of the fact that he knows shit about what he was talking about. Ugh. And it agitated me to my core. Not just as a gamer, but as a person in general. Why the fuck in the world would you tell somebody some stupid shit like that? I'm sorry, James Patterson. All of those books that you wrote, those murder detective stories, you're murdering people. You're killing people. George Lucas, Star Wars, you murdered 1,000,000 people. You murdered in droves, man. You killed so many people. Wow. Steven Spielberg. Wow, dude. You're a murderer because your movies have quite a few of your movies have death in them. It's just like, why? And Michael Baston, I guess he's like, I hope I said his name right. I think I said his name right. But you know who I'm talking about. We all know who I'm talking about. Explosion Man, pretty much. So he's a murderer too, right? Because all those movies have death in them. A lot of those movies have death in them. They have people dying and getting blown the fuck up. Where in the fuck did this man come from with this stupid shit? Oh, gosh. I think I'm done. I'm just done. Now it's to the point where I want to laugh at him because it's really stupid. It's stupid as shit. You just want to tell me because I'm enjoying a form of entertainment, I'm killing people? Get the fuck off your high horse and stop sucking that ass that you got your face in, because obviously you don't understand what you're talking about. But I think I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. I'm getting heralded, I guess. So, thank you for watching my video. I hope you laughed at that last line, because I have a feeling I'm going to watch this back and fucking jaw's going to drop and laugh at it. But thank you very much for watching my video. I'll keep myself busy and make more stuff, and keep an eye out for more things. Until next time, enjoy your games.